Happy Friday. I'm Daniel Drake.
And I'm Kelly Ortega. Welcome to Long Beach Local News Weekly Update. Feel free to join our live chat and let us know your questions. We will try our best to address as many as we can throughout the show.
But let's begin with some of our few top news stories for this week. Long Beach Police arrest an LAPD officer on suspicion of possessing and distributing child pornography. An update on a developing story. On-site HHS spokesman for the Long Beach shelter, Zan Kaplan, shared with us that they were unaware of the transportation of nearly 100 migrant children out of the state from Long Beach Airport, along with city officials. 49 migrant children test positive for COVID-19 within the Long Beach shelter. Long Beach moves into the COVID-19 yellow tier, lessening restrictions throughout the city for businesses and individuals. LA County Sheriffs and Public Works remove homeless encampments along the LA River in Long Beach, but more on this to come.
The Long Beach Police Department made an arrest of a police officer currently employed with the Los Angeles Police Department and booked for charges related to child pornography. In October of 2020, detectives from the Long Beach Police Department's Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force received a cyber tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children regarding the possible distribution of sharing of child sexual abuse material online. During their investigations, detectives gathered sufficient information to identify the suspect and develop probable cause for an arrest. Detectives identified the suspect responsible for these alleged crimes as 52-year-old James Diamond. On Wednesday morning, May 5th, 2021, Diamond was taken into custody in the city of Huntington Beach as he was outside of a business on the 5000 block of Bolsa Avenue. Search warrants were subsequently served at Diamond's residence in the city of Long Beach and his place of employment in the city of Los Angeles. Diamond was booked on 2 felony counts of possession of child pornography and 2 felony counts of distribution of obscene matters depicting minors. Diamond's bail was set at $100,000.
I mean, this story really shook our community to the core. I mean, we don't expect this to be coming from the people enforcing these laws.
Agree. We believe that the police is here to protect us, and then this comes out.
But thankfully, interdepartmental, accountability, they're holding themselves accountable, which is really, really exciting and hopeful to be able to see. But in other news, after contacting the HHS on-site spokesman for the Long Beach shelter, Zan Kaplan, Zan states they were unaware of the transportation of nearly 100 migrant children out of the state from Long Beach Airport with city officials. Mayor Robert Garcia and city officials announced late last month that Long Beach would be welcoming several hundred migrant children to be housed here in Long Beach Convention Center until a time in which they could be reunited with family. An unconfirmed report has been made after 2 weeks of operating at the Long Beach shelter that 20 children have been reunited with family along with another 40 to be released this weekend. We are still in the process of verifying this information, but we hope nothing more than it to be true. According to Forbes, only 4 families throughout the U.S. separated under the Trump administration have been reunited since President Biden took office. Though the housing of migrant children here in Long Beach has been well publicized, their transportation out of the city, and in this instance the state, has not. On April 22nd, close to 100 migrant children departed Long Beach Airport to Des Moines International Airport. We've reached out to Signature Flight Support for information regarding the number of passengers relevant to details included in the flight manifest in their possession. They refused to disclose any information relevant to this flight. In hopes of locating further information on the whereabouts of the migrant children aboard late April's flight, we reached out to Zan Kaplan, the on-site HHS spokesman for the facility at Long Beach Convention Center. Zan stated that they had no information regarding a flight of migrant children to Des Moines, Iowa on April 22nd. Reportedly unaware of the incident, Zan clarified that ICE is responsible for transporting children out of the CBP custody and into HHS custody, which they do through a transportation contractor, in this case, Signature Flight Support. Continuing to say continuing to then say that the movement of children is dictated by a central operation managed by ICE and is coordinated with HHS. Though according to an immigration and customs enforcement official in Iowa, ICE maintains their denial of any involvement in the transportation of migrant children out of Long Beach Airport or to have any relationship with Signature Flight Support.
49 children test positive for COVID-19 upon arrival at the Long Beach Convention Center. Kaplan, a spokesperson for the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, stated that most of the children are either asymptomatic or have very minor symptoms. The UCLA Health has established a full-size medical clinic at the convention center to care for the children. The children are tested every 3 days for COVID-19. Kaplan noted that most of the COVID cases at the location and at other HHS intake centers were children who arrived with the virus testing positive when they left the custody of the Border Patrol. In other news, the Health and Human Services Department has issued an updated health order which went into effect Wednesday night as Long Beach enters a yellow tier, the third of 4 tiers outlined under the state's blueprint for a safer economy. The state has indicated that common sense health measures, including wearing masks, will continue, and testing and vaccination requirements will remain for some businesses and industries.
Which is exciting news. I know you and I, and like everybody else here at LBLN, we're excited for things to get back to normal, at least to an extent within safety's restrictions.
Yes, super excited.
But in other news, LA County sheriffs and public works are in the process of removing homeless encampments along the LA River in Long Beach. Calling the process a cleanup, officials are driving up the LA River, dismantling and discarding the tents and other structures of those who call the river home. According to a local who is among those living in these encampments along the LA River, officers are arresting those who are not willing to cooperate in the process of their eviction. This is a developing story, so please stay tuned for updates over the course of next week.
Let us know what is going on in your area. If you see any news in your neighborhood, call or text us at 562-653-NEWS. That's 562-653-6397.
Thanks for watching. Please stay safe and enjoy your weekend. And don't forget to tune in next Friday for anything from live events to breaking news. I'm Daniel Drake.
And I'm Kelly Ortega. And this has been your weekly update with Long Beach Local News.